so should be able to actually see some Overwatch.
Oh, let's hope so. They have 3 minutes. Or it is 8:15.
Yep.
Who chooses map?
So the commitment gets to choose the first map because they are the host tonight.
Okay, it's home team, right?
Yep. Home team gets to choose the map.
Gotcha.
Other team gets to choose if they attack or defend.
Commitment appears to be asleep.
Oh yeah, there's a 3-minute delay on the stream, so we are good. Oasis for the first map.
Okay. Once we get into the map, I will set the scene. I think there was Scrollband's the ringer for commitment, right?
I believe so. So let's see.
Okay, so both teams have one ringer.
That's right. Both teams are playing with one ringer. There's been some roster changes on the side of Bench Boys, and other than that, should be a good old-fashioned match of Overwatch. Let's see. Bench Boys, commitment. All right, so both teams are ready, so we can get into this. Well,
apparently one team is not, actually.
We were almost ready.
Yeah, some NA scrims. That is true. There's a lot of NA going on.
Indeed.
Both teams have a ringer. Producer is also a caster.
Producer isn't really a producer. Producer's just a caster that is going to follow the team along.
I mean, I've seen somebody solo cast and solo produce a game before.
Well, Hodo does that all the time, I think.
Does he?
Yeah, Hodo produces and casts at the same time, which is pretty impressive.
Would manage to do that. That's crazy.
I don't know either. I'm overwhelmed just at the thought of when there's going to be a pause between maps and we have to fill that in, so... Actually, I'm probably just going to add a text on top that says, "Be right back."
Yeah.
See, this stream's purpose is to make it clear to everyone how important producers are and why you should care about them.
This is what happens when you don't have a producer.
Exactly. This is what you get. Let me remind them that we're ready.
Yeah, so we're ready whenever. We're just waiting on commitment. Taking their time.
If I had some nice uncopyrighted music, I would play it right about now. But I don't.
Go to YouTube and look up NCS music.
I know. Just imagine the Overwatch theme song playing in your head. Ooh, we got a private profile situation.
I actually don't even remember what the Overwatch theme sounds like. I'm thinking of the Overwatch League theme.
I think it just sounds like the intro song. I don't remember. I do remember Jeff Kaplan saying that they recorded it at George Lucas's studio, whatever that's called.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was super magical experience with a huge orchestra and stuff. And he brought his family there as an excuse just to see it. And there was no reason for him to be there, but he was like, "I'll come just to watch this amazing orchestra playing this music."
I mean, the sound is pretty. The Overwatch theme is pretty iconic.
Yeah, it is.
As I remember it now.
Oh, keep singing, please. Set the atmosphere.
No, that was all you get. I was not paid enough to.
Wait, I think I saw ours in the chat. I think we're ready.
Okay, let's go.
I will hide chat on my side, so please let me know if anything happens that's important.
I will let you know.
Okay, and we are heading to Oasis.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Oasis. We're gonna be seeing Bench Boys versus Commitment. Both teams have a ringer. Spook, who is also Poke in game, is gonna be coming in for Bench Boys.
And there's no producer.
Yeah, there is no producer. There are two casters and one there's a caster and then a cast Deucer. Percaster.
But we are going to get started pretty soon with actual Overwatch. We're going to attempt to actually cast this while we produce it at the same time. We have Commitment versus Bench Boys. Bench Boys is clearly the favorite going into this matchup, right?
Yes, Bench Boys have not lost a map this entire season, while Commitment, I believe, is down near the bottom of the standings. But, I mean, you never know. It'd be... How fun would it be to just watch an upset happen right now?
It would be very fun. I mean, you know, Commitment did take a map off dice rolls. So did most of the
So did
teams in the league.
everybody.
But that being said, you never know. So let's see what happens here as both teams attack. Looks like we're seeing some dive from the side of dice roll, not of dice rolls, of Bench Boys.
It is Bench Boys.
And
it's gonna be Dive
versus
the
Zarya Hog. Yes.
Yes, and it's going to be definitely interesting because Dive can set up really well on the high ground here. It's all up to your Hog to get an opening pick if you want to start this fight on the good side. That
and Bench Boys are already established there, so let's see if Commitment can get in here.
Yep, and Blackman's going in the back. The Dive comp is very aggressive from the side of Bench Boys because they have the Tracer and the Genji and the Brig actually. So they're going all in with just trying to jump straight in, and Alone trades out, but Commitment just kind of lets the point get capped.
That was interesting that the tanks, like, completely flipped. I mean, they killed each other, and I think Commitment could have kept engaging, but they're backing out for some reason. They're waiting for the regroup here. Even though that was an even fight.
They're putting a lot of chips into their Hog, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
Who is now coming back.
You're walking around the middle area, taking a split approach to the point. Both hooks come out and they are missed. Also, Blackman does swap over to the Roadhog off the Monkey, so they're off their dive comp and they're choosing the mirror. I guess because Blackman got melted by the Hog, and in comes the blade from Hawk, takes down Actu. And the fight's just looking like it's gonna go Bench Boys' way pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, Hawk just kind of hung out there and farmed a blade without a fight really even happening before he used his ultimate, and just kind of destroyed all of Commitment with it. So let's see if Commitment can kind of like regain their composure here and get a real fight going, because they do have ultimates to work with, and the team comp maybe favors them a bit, because Bench Boys are running this Brig, which made a little bit more sense in the dive maybe than this, but we'll see.
I definitely favor the Mercy Ana over the Mercy Ana and the Brig. Mufasa though gets hooked and gets taken down early. Nanoblade coming in faster, takes down Jonathan. He's going for two. He's got two already. He's going for the third. He can't quite get the third quite yet. Bob is on point for Commitment though, and it looks like they are going to be able to take this fight. They just got to get Misfit out of the point, and they'll be able to go.
Misfit takes a little bit of time to die there, nice little stall, but the point gets flipped in the favor of Commitment. They responded with the blade of their own and got that fight. And they don't even have to invest that much other than the blade and the bob, so they have their Graviton Surge to work with now, while Bench Boys just has the Hog ultimate, which is not a very powerful ultimate on its own. So let's see if Misfit can build up this nano to nano his Hog midway through the fight.
It seems like Commitment with the use of ultimates, that's sort of what told them to be aggressive though. Rafasa goes down immediately, Bench Boys is just kind of walking in here. A big anti-nade though, into the grab, and Alone is going into the whole Hog. He's going to take a lot down with the help of that nade. He is slept, and the fight is going pretty even right now, but with the Mercy still valking and the Hog on point, Hog is going to be really hard to kill on point, unless Misfit can get a good anti. He does miss the hook, so he's not that dangerous right now. But as long as he can just stay alive, they're going to be able to stall at this point for quite a lot longer.
Yep, here comes the Nano Blade
from Hawk. He's in the back, he can't find any targets quite yet. He's going to get the Ana, and down goes Squirrelben as well. That's no support for the side of Commitment. And so they're going to get sent back to spawn without their healers.
Honestly, what I'm seeing here from Bench Boys is just they're playing more aggressive. They're making the move first, they're playing faster, and that's kind of what's dictating the result here. I mean, Pac-2 had a massive anti-nade there that had kind of saved the team, but Commitment just couldn't capitalize on that and regroup fast enough. And now can they even touch the point? It's 98%, and this Hog ultimate may just keep them off completely. Yes, that's the case. Blackman just says, nope, you can't touch this. And they stay off the point.
Pushes them all away from the point, and they cannot touch. So Commitment did show a few signs of life here, and I personally think their main problem that they're having right now is they're just not taking fights that much. Like when they have ultimates, they're taking fights because they know that they have the confidence that they can go in with an Nanoblade or something. But without them, it seems like they kind of just stand there and hope that they can get a few picks before they walk in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they traded tanks on the first fight and then just backed off. If you trade, you gotta keep taking the fight. It's 5v5, you know? But let's see how it plays off. Maybe that map gave them a little bit of confidence because it wasn't entirely one-sided. The blades were pretty well matched up actually. So let's see here. The comms are pretty much mirrored now. So
Yep, and it's interesting that teams are going for Genji on control because his main value is his blade, which does only come out once every minute and a half or so. So
yeah,
both teams going for the Genji. They're both mirroring each other, both going for the dive tanks as well.
yeah.
Bench Boys
Commitment took
is
the high ground
deciding
first.
to take the point, while Commitment's taking high ground.
I think the high ground's a bit of a better positioning here, but I mean, all they can do is poke each other for a bit here, and Bench Boys is going to have the point. Oh, and of course, Astergo gets a pick, which does get rezzed.
It's all about who can engage first here, and Fawcett does get rezzed up, so it is an even fight again. And both teams are they're kind of back in the poke phase right now. They do both want bodies on the point to be able to contest. Master Dempsey takes out Hawk in the back in a Genji 1v1. He's completely separated from the rest of the fight. And Alone is going in deep. He's going in not quite alone because he has Dempsey with him. And they do manage to cap the point, but Hawk gets rezzed and Dempsey goes down. That's not going to be good. Down to 6v4. Both teams still poking each other down, not wanting to get too close to each other. But it looks like Commitment is going to fall after capping the point. They might lose it.
It's going to be quite the stall here, though, because Pactu's still alive on point. It's going to take them a little bit to clean up. Okay, so, you know, scrappy fight there, kind of both ways, picks both ways. Neither team was kind of sure when to engage first. But it goes eventually to the side of Bench Boys, and Astergo gets another pick on his way out from Master Dempsey.
Master
So
Dempsey is just a bit too far to
dagger
spawn and gets taken down by the Ash.
So
not going to be nice for their time.
yeah, I mean, Commitment now, let's see how they engage back here. They do have a Nano Blade coming, so if this gets a lot of value and they play aggressive, but I'm afraid Bench Boys, if they build their Nano Blade, they're just going to ult them earlier. That's kind of what we've been seeing happening all match. Bench Boys just setting the tempo.
Yeah, last time Dempsey got a good blade off though, and he's going in, he's on the Zarya. Zarya gets booped off by the Winston though, kind of booped away from it. Dempsey does take him down still, he gets Misfit along with him. Therefore, they are up 2, but Hawk is coming in with his own blade, and the fight is evened out. Flatman goes down, is now up 1 for the side of Commitment, but that's just erased as Jonathan rezzes Flatman. And now the tides have turned, it's 1 up for the side of Bench Boys, and despite a really good blade from Dempsey, it looks like the rest of the team just wasn't able to clean it out.
Yeah, it's kind of both the Genjis I think are doing great. So Master Dempsey and Hawk both getting lots of value from their ultimates, but it's a matter of kind of what the rest of the team does with what the space you've created and with the picks that you've gotten. And Bench Boys is just cleaning up better. So Commitment's kind of facing an uphill battle here. Even though I really like that they did engage first there, they were aggressive. So hopefully they show more of that coming in. They start this Valkyrie, which can give them a lot more sustain coming in. And let's see what happens.
Yeah, Bob comes out. He's not quite on point though, so he's not going to be exerting the same amount of pressure that he was hoping for. Alone is looking for a target right now, and there he goes. He jumps in. Flatman gets solo grabbed in the back, even though he was privaling. He gets melted down. Alone is now privaling in the back of the side of Bench Boys. Commitment is now taking space on point. Hawk is in the back alone. He barely gets out. Never mind, he doesn't get out. Pacdu manages to clip him on his way out, but it doesn't matter because Jonathan is there with the res, and Soul takes out Astergo though. So it's still looking good for the side of Commitment. And the late grab from Spook isn't going to get much done. I think he might have actually completely missed. And he is slept behind the point, just watching his team die. Flatman comes back in, but it looks like he might just be feeding ult charge at this point. And Spook is still on the point as Zarya. He's got some good charge, but 1v5, that's not going to happen. And fight goes to Commitment.
Yeah, I mean, some big plays there from Pactu, actually. Slept the Zarya, slept poke right after the grab, and kind of kept his team alive through that whole thing. So it's really hard to kind of produce what's going on because each team is going to the other team's backline at the exact same time. But we'll see if Commitment can hold on to this point now. I like to see them set up on this high ground, which Alone does do. He takes this high ground. Pactu, though, and the rest of the team are down on the low ground, so let's see how this engagement plays out as Bench Boys rotates up on the jump pad and takes the high ground for themselves.
Yep, here comes the Nano Blade from Master Dempsey. He's gotten good stuff in the past. He's going for the Ana right away. Misfit is down again to his Nano Blade. So is Swoop. This is looking very similar to last time, especially because Hawk now brings out his own blade and evens it out. It's both supports on the side of Commitment, and now everybody's just going to slowly fall as they have no heals. And there they go. They're all dead, and point at 99 goes back to Bench Boys.
So what's happening here is that both blades are huge, but Astergo also kills a bunch of people in the meantime. So it's hard for Commitment to kind of even those fights out. Even though they're matching on the Nano Blade, so we have a
Hawk's
request
blade,
from
I believe, actually wasn't even nano. I think Hawk's blade was a normal blade.
the chat to raise the game audio, so I'm gonna do that.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Then let's see. Yeah, look at this Nano Blade.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
The blades from Dempsey were actually really good. It's just in between the blades, definitely some work could be done.
Yeah, and the
On the side
capitalization
of
from the rest
Commitment.
of his team
Yeah.
on the blades. But I don't think Commitment was you know, I think they put up a decent fight in these two maps that we saw. Definitely Bench Boys looking like the better team now here. Definitely looking like they're reflecting their positions on the rankings. But, you know, we'll see what happens with different match types, different compositions favored on different maps. And now Commitment does get to choose the map. So let's see what they go for here.
Yep, sure. Which map type is it second?
The second, I believe, is Escort? Yes, Escort.
You probably know more than I do about the map pool.
It's Escort. So there's Havana is a possibility, which is a possibility that's been played a lot. And I'm trying to think what the other two are.
Is Route 66 one of them?
Potentially.
But you don't even know the map pool?
Because we keep seeing Havana every time.
That is
if you
true.
give
Havana
me a
is definitely
second,
the most popular.
I can
of the
pull
things.
that up immediately. Quality information. Let's see here. Dorado, Havana, and Gibraltar are our options for the next map.
Right, Gibraltar
That's right.
and Dorado. Well, I definitely do want to see one of those two because Havana is pretty straightforward.
I mean, Havana, I think, favors Bench Boys, right? They have Astergo, also known as Sioguli in past seasons, who's known for his hit scan. So the long sight lines for the Widowmaker, if Commitment has been doing their scouting, then they would know not to pick Havana, in my opinion. But depends. Maybe they also have.
We're gonna find out, I guess.
Yeah. But
I mean, they could be confident in their own DPS players too.
true.
I mean, Dempsey has some good showing.
Dempsey definitely had lots of good showing. I mean, but that was on the Genji, right? So.
Yeah.
Let's see.
By the way,
Yes.
Dempsey I played on a team with Dempsey back in League 0, which was a very long time ago.
Oh.
I think at the time, I was like 3018 SR or something.
And what are you now? Like the same thing, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not the same thing. I got to Masters, mind you.
Wow.
We are going to be going to Gibraltar, I think, actually.
Okay, so I mean, this is also favors, you know, there's still Widowmaker can do a lot of damage on this map as well. But probably going to keep seeing some dive, I imagine. Keep seeing the Winston with all the high ground on the first point, especially, and the second.
Yeah, I'd say dive is definitely good for first point, and probably most of the second point is also like 90% dive. Third point, you can definitely see some other compositions come out as it's just kind of flat, but definitely a diving map.
Absolutely. So, 1 second while I take care of the stream.
Just producer things.
Just producer. Yeah, I'm a producer now.
Yeah, you're a producer. You have producer as a role in Owlet?
Oh.
No, you don't. You have caster. Did you know I'm a mentor now?
No, what does that do? Role. What does a mentor do in Owlet?
A mentor has the power to drag people from voice channels.
Ah.
That's
wow, amazing. Well, that means that we can do an interview after this to...
That is precisely the reason why.
I see, okay. So we can get,
If BB wins, I want to get Spook in here for the interview. I think that'd be funny.
So he's the ringer tonight, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
he's
yeah, why not? See.
Oh,
they're asking for R. Yep, we ready.
Right?
Yep, we are the production.
Yep. We are indeed the production. Okay, we're going to be going to Gibraltar. Which team is on defense? I believe Bench Boys said they wanted to play defense.
Yes.
Yes, blue team is defense.
Blue team is defense. So Bench Boys are defending. And we're going to take a trip together from the third point to the first point. Because that's where my camera starts.
Blow the spectator rollout real quick.
Yeah. I think yeah, probably gonna see more dive, more Winston. I'm interested to see what DPS Commitment comes out with. I'm not sure about the Genji on both teams. I mean, they might run it again, but.
Well, I think Hawk really enjoys playing Genji.
Mhm.
And seeing as he's selected Genji already, I believe that's what he's probably gonna choose.
Hog on Genji
An
and Aster going
interesting. Well, I don't like trusting compositions out of spawn because
you should never
it seems
should.
like it seems like it never works out. But a May Reaper is a very realistic composition. It's just a very old, or I wouldn't say very old, but like about 2 metas ago, I'd say Reaper May was a thing.
That's pretty accurate. I mean, it's kind of tricky with the monkey, right? Like you don't really have anyone to support your Winston when he dives in there from the DPS.
Yeah,
but
they
we
swapped
do
up
see a
Reaper. I was gonna
swap,
say that is a weird Frankenstein composition.
Yeah, don't ever
Dempsey
trust.
might be sticking with the May.
Are we seeing the mate? Nope.
Never mind.
And we're
Okay,
on Genji.
of course, they both swap off. Why not?
So let's see the duel here between the Ashe with the Mercy Pocket and the Widowmaker with no pocket.
And if you see, Jonathan is standing in front of Sio, eating his shield right now. So the Brig shield stopping.
So you think you need a Mercy Pocket, or that shields are dead? Shields are not dead, my friends. Here it is.
Yes, there is a Brig, and her shield is still up somehow. I'm actually surprised by that. But meanwhile, Commitment is just gonna push the car under the car watch.
Oh.
Not even worried, but Rufasa gets taken down by Sio. It's rezzed up though. Sio, he's just not moving from that blue box position that he's in, and the car is being contested on the low ground. Not gonna be able to just get a free push. Although now they have come back out. Okay, the dive coming in from the side of Commitment. Alone's kind of jumped up and he landed back down on the ground. He doesn't really have any targets here. Blackman is... Oh, there goes his jump and Blackman gets melted. Alone also goes down. Monkey's traded out. But Jonathan goes down on the break. And that's a lot of your healing gone. This is Misfit healing now. And where is... Okay, Misfit's top right. Dempsey is on him. And Commitment actually looking like they could take this fight.
Yeah, I mean, they traded tanks again, and luckily because of the payload, they couldn't just back out and not fight. So they actually take the fight.
The fact that they took the payload so far without being contested,
and without ever trying to go on the high ground, if you noticed, Commitment never went to the high ground. They just kind of chilled on the card and then won the fight. So
I like the part where the Winds dove in the air and then jumped and then landed back on the low ground. That was my favorite part.
I really like that part too. And so now the fight for the high ground here. The Bench Boys does set up on top of the spaceship. They know this is important, and Asturgo gets the pick on the Mercy, which is super valuable.
Yeah, Bench Boys with the 4 players on top of the spaceship.
Oh, and I see Commitment trying again to, like, they're kind of in this between, are we going to back up, are we not going to back up, what do we do here? Let's try and wait for our Mercy and play slow.
They're in focus, but they're going to jump in with Alone. Alone is getting aggressive here. Dempsey's calling him. He comes to Nano Blade. He goes for the Mercy, but he gets dodged. He's on the Widow, and he does take him out, actually, with the help of Alone. But it looks like the Blade from Hawk is probably going to get more value. Though, despite that, the Bob is actually getting a ton of value just in the backline, stopping Hawk from being able to get what he wants done. And Hawk is now kind of alone back there with Spook. Spook's gonna get melted as soon as he wakes up. And Hawk is dead.
Yeah, I mean, that was a case of blades on both sides, and this time Commitment comes out on top. I was so scared for Squirrel Ben's life with the res right in front of the blading Genji, but somehow got away with it. And Pactu honestly is doing a lot of work. She's staying alive for a long time.
That is true. I believe Bob was almost bodyguarding the supports there for that
place. Somewhat. And now Bench Boys needs to get it together because this is a huge time bank in the favor of Commitment going to the 3rd point. And Bladman goes down again very early.
Wow, it's like night and day from first map. Commitment is just getting aggressive this whole time. Bladman does get rezzed up and Alone goes down, so the trade is going the opposite way. Jonathan goes down as well though, so it's even out. Dempsey goes down though, and as Bench Boys is able to regain space, it looks like they're going to be able to take it back, maybe, and in comes Blackman. Blackman's getting really aggressive. He doesn't want to let them get out alive. Hawk goes down, though. I don't know where he was, but Sio takes down Rufasa, and yeah, they're in a sort of not great spot. Commitment's just going to want to back up, regain, and go in.
And this can be a tough position, actually, to attack from. This is a good choke for, like, a really good corner to hold for Bench Boys. So they regrouped, they heard me, they regrouped in time, and let's see this next engage, though, because Commitment is wasting no time re-engaging.
Yeah, I really like the aggression coming up from Commitment. The Diva Bomb is bubbled up, so nobody's going to be dying to that. Sio goes down, of course the Reds is out in a very safe spot, so nobody's going to go down from that. Blackman is getting low, the bombs run into each other, and they are now both useless. They're just kind of sitting there, fighting each other in the front line. as Blackman is primaling in the back. Sio's apparently has the better Bob, and he takes on Factory as well.
Yeah, and I
Factory
think
gets rezzed up.
Commitment is maybe gonna regroup. Oh no, they're gonna invest the Nano Blade here.
Here comes the Nano Blade. Master Dempsey has found a lot of squishies by him. And there goes 3. He takes on 3 big ones. Hawk is trying to even it out right now. Squirrel is right beside him. He barely gets away. The solo grab saving their life. And Spook is the last one left alive. He's going to try and live for as long as he can. But now it's just all regrouping and trying to recontest from the side of Bench
That's
Boys.
actually a pretty big stagger. So we see the stall characters already from the side of Bench Boys. Stereo goes down on the Doom Fist.
Blackman's on the ball, he's swinging around. The cart still has quite a bit to go though, so they don't have to worry too much. And alone going down, that's not going to be good for the side of Bench. They really want to keep all their players so they can keep this stall out. But it looks like they've already been pushed back all the way around the corner.
Yeah, it's tough if you lose any players at all to push this because your spawn is so much further. But Commitment is putting themselves in a good position now because it looks like Bench Boys is staying on the stall character somewhat. So you know you have Hawk on a Tracer, no more Nano Blade. You can just play your game with plenty of time left and farm your ultimates and get a win here.
Yeah, in my opinion, actually, I think Tracer's probably the better pick overall. But Hawk definitely more comfortable in the Genji it seems, and Dempsey going down is not going to be good. He was really close to that blade. They have no nano for it yet though. They seem to really like pairing the nano with the blade. They don't like going for any sort of just dry blades as Hawk sometimes does. Yeah, naked blades. I was trying to figure out a different word for it. Naked blade always sounds weird.
I think that's allowed.
Oh, it's allowed for sure. Yeah. Alright, Blackman is still on the ball as well. As he said, he's going sticking with some of these stall picks. Bob is going to be facing the bomb right in front. He gets doubled actually. So Bob is saved, but Soul goes down.
But they have the res for it, so this fight can keep going.
They do indeed. Alone is primaling, but he's just kind of on the front line. He didn't get too much done with that. The minefield is in the back. In comes the Nano Blade. Master Dempsey, always good with this. Scoop doesn't eat Soul's grab, and Soul goes down again. Dempsey's in the back to get 3 again. That's big value from the Blade. Rafasa takes down Hawk, and
can Dempsey just push the cart? Can Dempsey just push this card all the way?
No, Blackman's gonna be able to touch in time. And Dempsey seems to be fairly alone now. He's actually in danger. He does have his Ana still with him, and in comes Soul on the ball. But Dempsey going down, that is really not good as we said before. Same thing, you lose one player, especially your Genji, it's not going to be looking good if you want to stop their stall.
Yeah. It's just so hard with how close the spawn is from Bench Boys. But again, plenty of time left in the bank. It's only a matter of kind of like regrouping, and unfortunately that Soul got caught in the Diva Bomb there. They needed to invest the rest to keep him up, and so the tempo kind of slowed down there. And now no ultimates really coming from Commitment. Let's see what they do with this fight. They probably will only have the Valkyrie.
Commitment's winning these messy fights, but messy fights are not good enough when you need to push the cart past the enemy spawn. It's right next to it. And the ball is jumping in, getting value. Alone is pretty low already. He's jumping on that Tracer, getting out of there. Spook with the interesting bomb, sending it straight into the ground. And Commitment's just gonna wait that out. They're gonna wait. They almost have Bob up. They do have their Valkyrie up. And Blackman's going in, no fear at all. Minefield out, but maybe he should be a bit scared because he goes to go down to the coach gun to Rafasa. Bob is left in the back. Pulse bomb is out, and that's a big stick. It gets 2, and that is definitely going to put an end to this push for Commitment.
Really nice pulse bomb there from Hawk. Honestly, stopped the momentum of that fight. Otherwise, it could have gone into the side of Commitment. And this is last fight territory, but they do have a Nano Blade from Commitment, and Bench Boys are kind of still on their stall characters here, so with no really ultimate. So has Commitment been keeping track? Do they know what the ultimate bank is like, and can they capitalize on this?
Welcome said earlier, there's the ultimate from the side of Bench Boys. Dempsey goes in the back. He's trying to get one of these 3-man blades again, like he has done before. He's gotten 1. Johnson boots him away though, and the rest of his team is falling down to the Bob. It's not looking good for Commitment, despite their 5-minute time bank. They just can't get this cart around this corner.
That is tough. Really nice Bob there from Astergo that kind of zoned the backline. And even though there was a Nano Blade in the backline of Bench Boys, not much can happen when your supports can't, the rest of the team just can't push up with it. Like, the Nano Blade makes so much space, but if you can't go in there, the team can't go in and use that space, then it doesn't matter that you get a 3-man Nano Blade. You kind of have to get a 6-man. So, we'll see how this defense holds up now for Commitment, though. I mean, they were doing great on the first 2 points, so maybe that gave them a little bit of hope. We shall see.
Yeah, they did kind of blitz point A and B, but got really stuffed up on point C, and I think part of that was the stall picks coming up from bench boys. They were just really hard to nail down the kills in time, and they just kept coming back.
Yeah, really nice stall from bench boys there. Uh, nice job like staying calm, you know, and just kind of doing what you need to do to stall because you do have such an advantage with the spawn door.
Now I am really confused as to what I'm seeing here because there is a bastion with no shield. Well, I guess they do have the Winston shield. Perhaps they have given up hope, or they are just going for some crazy things.
I am so excited to watch this. Can he make the jump? Congrats! Good job. Let's see.
I can never make that jump on anybody that does not have mobility.
Wow, everybody on commitment made the jump. I'm so proud of them.
So the double turret comp, I guess you could call it. It's not a composition, but you know it's.
Both turrets are in the same spot. I mean, there's no
Yeah,
crossfire.
Diving onto that is gonna be a death sentence. But I mean, what if they just go below? There's not gonna be much pressure on the cart.
Let's
they push
see
it under.
how this plays out. Oh, big nade coming from
really
bench boys.
Big nade
Misfit
as a result of no
purpled
shield
all
being
of them.
Yeah.
But Blackman kind of backs out a bit. Spook is looking
there
to
goes
push
one of the
cart.
turrets.
So far this fight.
Dropped down. He's dropping down on the low ground. He has no fear. Although now he is very scared because he's slept in, running away. No kills have gone either way, and Rufus actually takes down Blackman. Maybe this really strange composition is actually just confusing bench boys, but kills are going back and forth, and it looks like Rufus is just trying to stay alive. He's doing a lot of damage to the front line there. As he's running away, though, he's not going to be doing nearly as much damage, and they've just been zoned out. I don't want to say it's a compositional difference, but I think it might be.
I mean, you know, interesting idea, but I'm not sure about the execution. I mean,
I do have some questions.
I mean, let's see what happens here. Do they stick with this? I mean, they almost have their Bastion ultimate, so yeah, I see Rufasa coming back from spawn on the Bastion. So they're playing this low ground here. They don't really try to set up on the high ground.
I'm actually very curious as to if they've run this ever before, or if this is just something they're doing now. Because if they've run this before, then that would be hilarious in my opinion.
Yeah, I also am very interested to know the I mean, but like, there's gonna be a Nano Blade from Bench Boys that's just gonna delete the whole team. Here it is.
And speaking of said Nano Blade, goes down as part of the rest of this team. I mean, you know.
You know.
I'm at a loss for words. I'll be honest.
I mean, honestly, like, I'm all, you know, kudos to Commitment for giving us some hero variety. Okay, they swapped now to Echo Sombra, which is also a bit unusual.
It's more realistic. It's still a bit strange, but at least it's not fast and forward anymore, so there's that.
So, okay, but now Astergo already took out Pacdio, so, okay, they get the res off, and maybe we can see a fight here. Or a real fight.
I'm gonna hope for a fight, because casting whatever I'm watching right now just doesn't seem to work.
Nano
no, they just nano the Valkyrie Mercy.
Is this just BM from Commitment?
They have given up hope. Mercy is trying to finish off CO, but he has his Mercy pocket with him. Foster somehow takes down Spook. It does not matter because he's rezzed up. Alone is, as his name suggests, alone in the backline. Spook goes down once more. The grab completely misses, and Master Dempsey goes down.
You know, I mean, I'm just so confused because that was a good attack from Commitment, to be honest. They just got stuck at the last point and they're kind of throwing this last one, but okay, they get a regroup here. Are they gonna actually take the fight? They take down Astergo, and I don't think the res is online. So, and Jonathan's kind of isolated over there, so they can win this fight.
Go down. Rukasso's actually gotten quite a lot of picks on this Echo, so maybe the Echo pick is gonna work out. And I mean, I don't know what was going on for the first 2 points, but I mean, now that they're seeing success, they might actually try to hold on this point.
I mean, maybe. Let's see. They have an EMP here, but there's a Nano Blade from Bench Boys.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be one of those situations where you want Commitment to ult first.
Absolutely. They're poking each other out. Do they know about the Nano Blade?
And Hawk is gonna be going in now. It's too late. The EMP comes out. It gets 4. But Nano Blade is not affected by it. Actually, it is. Never mind. I stand corrected. Nano Blade was affected by it, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Jonathan does go down, and the Echo ult is used onto the Ana, but not much going to be done there as Master Dempsey goes down, and this is just looking like it's it.
I mean, there could be a stall here. I think Commitment will get the respawns.
Yeah, they are gonna be able to stall it out for a bit. Nothing short of a miracle will cause Commitment to win this map though.
Indeed, but you know the stall characters are here, and that
They
might
are
just be
indeed
after that
stalling.
Tracer. Alone's probably gonna touch as well. Alone touches.
And Alone is back.
And I don't think
Okay,
that's
there's the
it.
map. I'm gonna
Well,
be honest, I don't know what I just watched.
I am just so interested to know what is happening on the side of Commitment and why it's
That is
happening.
true. I am very curious as to what's going on with Commitment's comms right now, because they actually did show some promise quite a few times that map. They just seem to give up the defense though.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I don't know if they had an actual plan for the Bastion.
There is
Torb,
absolutely
or...
no way that they had a plan. And the fact that they nanoed their Valkyrie Mercy on purpose, guaranteed.
Yeah, that I
I
mean,
think they were kind of off the deep end.
I mean that it's a brutal like 5 minute hold. They got held on third point, right? But I mean that happens, right? It happens in comp. It happens a lot. So you just kind of have to get it back
It
together and
happens in
remember.
comp. Saying something happens in comp does not validate it.
No, I'm saying you probably have experienced this before as an Overwatch player, right? Being held on third point of Gibraltar for a long
Oh
period
yeah,
of time.
that
That's
for
what
sure.
happens.
I thought you were talking about the composition.
No.
Yeah, no,
No, yeah.
I've definitely like capped a 2 CP map with like 900 minutes left and then lost anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So
You
you
know,
must
sometimes that
know
happens.
that that's, it's frustrating. It is what it is, but you just kind of have to regroup, and especially in like a competitive setting like this, hopefully you know that that doesn't mean the map is lost, but it seemed like Commitment was just kind of over it on that defense.
I mean, you know, if Commitment's having fun,
Yeah,
then
that's
all is
true.
well.
All is well. I mean, I'm
I
sure,
hope.
you know what? These clips are gonna stay. There's gonna be clips from this match of the Bastion Torb, so they'll definitely they'll stay in our hearts with that composition.
Indeed, I will not forget this match, at least for a week. I will remember. Actually, honestly, I don't even know what happened last match. All I remember was Bastion Torb on defense, and then Nano Valk.
That's what happened.
and then they lost. That's all I remember.
Well, then they won a fight and then they lost.
They did. They won a few fights. I think they won 2.5 or 1.5 fights.
I think it was just one fight on defense.
I'd say 1.5 because there was like one where they like got a pick and then he was like waiting.
That's true.
So we'll give him 1.5 fights on defense.
Well, let's see what map they pick for
Okay,
hybrid.
Well, what we do know right now is Benchway is electing to stay on defense first.
Which makes sense for these payload maps. I think that's generally favorable to kind of.
Yes,
I don't know. It depends
and I
on your
think
preference.
like for morale, I think it's just kind of better because if you get rolled on when you're defending, it's like okay, well we just gotta push it all the way. If you get rolled while attacking, it's like okay, now we have to win every fight in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like what just happened, right? So they Commitment attacked first. They got held at that point, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're screwed now."
Yep.
Could have been.
And I mean, I really just want to know. I mean, I think is Commitment already eliminated from playoffs? I think they might be.
Let's find out. Let's pull out my handy
Because if
dandy.
they're eliminated from playoffs, then it makes a bit more sense if they're just trying to have some fun.
That's fair. Actually, so let's see. They are 1-4 going into this. So, with 3 matches left, 4 if you include this one. Potentially. I'm not sure. Hey, we have people in the chat saying Commitment the winners in my heart, so I think they've achieved what they wanted to do with that composition.
Well, whatever they were attempting to accomplish, that leaves that is still unknown to me.
Well, we do.
Things are a winter edition.
I don't think that's allowed.
I don't think the admins have to know.
Well, they can just see it on the stream. I mean, I don't care. They can do.
No, I don't. If neither
think...
team cares, it's fine. I mean, I don't think Commitment cares. You know, like after that last match, I feel like caring is not in the radar or on the radar. All I'm saying is I will not tell the admins.
I will also not tell the admins. So
If the admins find out, it's whatever, and if they care, I mean, whatever, you know.
true.
Not my fault.
I love King's Row
Winter
Winter.
King's Row?
It's my favorite map of all time. I mean, Blizzard World is
Really?
close too. Blizzard
Like
World in the
design-wise,
winter,
I'm
yes,
guessing?
of course, design-wise. It's just so
Say,
nice.
I don't
and
remember
cute.
you like being like, oh man, I love Blizzard World.
No, I do love the lore of Blizzard World and the map design.
Isn't it like it's set in the universe where other Blizzard games exist, but Overwatch, obviously it doesn't exist in its own universe.
I think so, because I actually have a map of Blizzard World right in front of me on top.
True, you
like,
do have a map of Blizzard
I
World.
do.
Well.
And I have tickets to Blizzard World also on
so,
the same.
So when are you going to Blizzard World?
I should put the score up. That's easy to do.
Is Paper in the stream?
Paper is in chat.
Raven said it's okay. Okay, good.
Um,
I did not tell the admins. They told the admins themselves. I'm not getting a response from one of my players. Well, it appears that one of Commitment's players has died.
That's not good.
No, that is not good. We will have a honorary announcement in the Owlet announcement channel about the player's death.
Where should I put the score? What's a good spot for it? I guess top left?
Right in the middle.
Top left.
Probably top left, yeah.
Okay. Wow, look at me producing. We have the score. So, what do they mean by they're not getting a response from one of the players? I mean,
one of their players went AFK, I assume.
And we wait. What were we talking about? Blizzard World, right? That's a great map.
We were talking about designs of maps.
Yes, yeah.
Is there a third winter map? Hanamura.
Hanamura in the winter. Oh, also very pretty.
You know what's funny? A lot of people, when they see Volskaya, they're like, "Is this Volskaya Winter Edition?"
No, it's just Russia.
Volskaya is just that's just Volskaya.
They do have summer in Russia, actually. Although I don't know. It depends on which part of it you're.
You say they do have summer in Russia?
Yes.
They have summer everywhere.
Okay, listen. I grew up in Romania, and people who meet me think that Romania is in Siberia, and then they also think I have this like crazy cold resistance, and it's like neither of those things are true. Like, people assume that there is no summer in Eastern Europe, and I am here to tell them that there is. So we may have actually lost a player from commitment fully.
I wonder if we do lose a player from commitment, if they're wait, you should have said everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that that means that they have all their players. And I am almost worried about what I'm about to see.
Now entering King's Row.
Well, all I can tell you is look at this map. It's so beautiful. Look at the atmosphere. It's almost basically Christmas. We can start celebrating it. I mean, summer is over. It's
You
August
say it's
31st.
already. Look, summer is not over for me. I'm not ready to move on.
Actually, someone at work already told me they have Halloween candy. So.
Really?
Yeah, it's time. I think has Pac-2 loaded in? There's a few people who have not loaded into the map yet, I think. But what do you think? Do you think Commitment's gonna try, or do you think we're seeing?
I don't think Commitment's gonna try. Actually. I have,
okay.
Or maybe they'll go like Ryan Zarya or something.
Ready for battle.
And like have fun. But I mean, try. Sure, they're gonna try. Whether they're gonna try in a way of like their compositions, that is the question.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Well, Hawk did just come out on an Echo from Spawn. So speaking of interesting compositions,
And the thing is, CEO is on Genji. I don't remember how
Sio's on Genji, and Jonathan is on Lucio, because he probably was like, well, if everyone gets to meme, I get to play Lucio. So, this is gonna be interesting, to say the least. And is that an actual Ryan Orisa that's gonna come out of spawn? No, it's Ryan Winston.
Ryan Winston. And Alone has just charged face first, out of spawn. Out of the... on top of the bus. And Alone is walking at the enemy Reinhardt. Blackman's actually getting pushed back a bit. The very strange composition coming with double main tank. You know, it's not the worst composition in the world, definitely not the best though. Blackman does go down, surprisingly though.
But Alone's antied here.
The flat out carelessness from Commitment, the careless aggression is kind of paying off, but
however,
in the back and the rest of them.
Yeah, Zio or Astergo just kind of went there in the backline for it, and even the fight out. This is still kind of going back and forth here, but I think Bench Boys is going to hold. Yeah, they will. Commitment's going to have to go back and spawn. And they now have a Sombra instead of a Widowmaker, but they are still on the legs.
But you know, I actually no. Commitment got a tick.
They did. Commitment did get a tick.
This is a winnable game for Commitment already. And Ryan Soft's coming out from Hawk. Alone already goes down. Hawk's just trying to charge it. He wants that echoed Earth Shatter. He's literally going all the way to spawn to try and get it. One more swing and he gets it.
Oh, and he just shattered the spawn door.
Sadly not gonna get the second kill. He got one kill in the spawn room, so that's a plus if you ask me.
I mean, Rufasa's kind of in the front line with the Sombra. I feel like the play-by-play is better to do than the color here, because really, what can I say about these compositions in between?
There is nothing to say in the color, because there is nothing. Okay, Master Dempsey just gets absolutely destroyed by the sticky mines from Hawk.
Well, aggressive beat though.
Commitment. They really want to get in there. And Blackman is hacked, but Bench Boys being smart, they're gonna ult back. Maybe not smart, because I think they just used like all.
That was just 4 ultimates from
I think
Bench
Blackman
Boys.
should probably shatter right now, just to
make sure. I agree. I agree. Well, I mean, there is the tactical visor from the side of Commitment that could really turn this thing around.
Yes, the tactical visor, known as the best ultimate in the game. Blackman just go down because he's alone in the front, and here comes the visor. Alright, I'm expecting the 6K right now.
Where is he? Oh, here he is, in the front line.
Walking beside the Reinhardt. Alone is just walking forward with the shield weapon. And Hawk takes the Rein again. He's gonna want that shadow just to make another statement, I guess, but he gets taken out. Alone does go down though. So technically 2 Reins going down, but 1 just turns back into the Echo. Blackman gets a 2-man shatter. And yeah, Bench Boys are gonna get this fight.
And still just 1 tick.
Just pause.
There's a pause.
No, you said there's like a pause, and then you said like to figure out what can I even say about these
there's
fights.
not much to say in between fights, to be honest. What I was trying to do is I was going to take the opportunity to attempt to give first-person POV. Who would you want to watch in these fights?
I want to watch Alone.
Alone?
Never mind, he's dead.
Okay, how about Blackman?
Sure,
He's asleep.
Let's watch Blackman.
Let's see if we get
Next
another
person
shatter.
to go to is going to be AFK, and the other one is dead.
He woke up in time for the Blackman POV. And yeah, this producing thing, it's not easy, man.
I'm looking for big things here. Commitment's going to go full tryhard. Okay. Alone, his charge gets cancelled by the grab, but then he doesn't get pushed into it. He decides instead to walk into the grab. He's like, this grab will not take me, but I put myself in the grab.
Squirrel Ben is still here.
Ben's hiding spot gets found out, and he touches the point, but to no avail. Hawk is once again Reinhardt in the enemy spawn, and yeah.
I mean, winnable game that they got to take.
That is true. This is a very winnable game. I'm looking for a reverse sweep here. I think it's very likely that we could have a nice close match.
I just don't know when this all went so wrong so fast.
I know exactly when it went wrong. I can tell you, I can pinpoint the second that it went wrong.
Well, I mean,
when
more
the
like
Bastion and Torbjorn was brought out. That was when it went wrong.
Sure, but I meant more like in the decision making of why they decided to go for that and why they decided to go for the legs and the
that will be forever unknown. One of the great mysteries of this world.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe they flip a switch again now. You know, who
Yeah.
knows?
What if this is all just a decoy, and then suddenly they start like
Ready for
trying
battle.
really hard. Okay, never mind. They're on Symmetra Bastion.
Okay, that's not as ridiculous. There's a shield for the
No,
Bastion.
it's pretty goddamn ridiculous.
There's a Baptiste. That's
They
not a
do have a
complete
shield
throw.
this time.
And a Baptiste. Come on, and a Mercy. That's pretty
Okay,
much
wait,
bunker.
Moraine, we've just
Yes.
been given the codes to we've been giving essentially the nuclear codes.
What are they?
Squirrel Ben has said that the reason for their reasoning for what they're doing is because their manager said the words "have fun."
Oh, okay. Well, now we know.
They're just gonna spawn camp for that. No, they're
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
They decide that the shield is not necessary up there apparently. So both tanks on the low ground.
One. Attackers
Just the two supports in the bastion up there.
And
Alone
Alon's
already gets
asleep.
stuck because they saw him walk around there and he's dead, and so is Rufasa, and I'm not gonna assume Dempsey's gonna live for much longer.
Well, he did
They
get
got a
kill
pick though,
Hawk.
it's very winnable for the side
They're
of
getting
Fifth.
a res.
Hawk goes down.
But here's the issue, that the point is over here,
There is
um,
let's say Baptiste on
and
the
they
point.
can just,
Immortality
walk
shield.
in. Wait, Squirrel Ben
Squirrel
kills
Ben takes-
Misfit!
Alright, the Bastion's
On
coming back
Mercy.
in, it's looking like a winnable reverse sweep incoming from the side of Commitment. Hawkman goes down. Okay, well I mean I
Well-
think this fight technically is actually won.
I think we can
By the
count
side
this
of
as
Commitment.
another fight won by commitment. I'm gonna count it.
Yes,
You
there
can't
is-
stop me.
There is one fight won on the side of Commitment.
Excellent.
That is more than zero.
We're all well on our way to a full hold.
Yes, we're well on our way to a reverse sweep, but Soul decided, Flat Alone is also like, you know what, I like walking back to this corner, so he just kind of walks in and dies. Squirrel is again playing hide and seek in the corner. That's, and actually Commitment has just walked away from the point. They've decided that instead of dying, they're just gonna leave.
Well, actually, I think Pactu is still here, and he
Pactu
has
is
his
still here.
immortality, so he can't die.
Oh, Alone comes back on the ball. He's gonna stall, but this is just prolonging the inevitable. I can't imagine he's gonna get a 6K, but if he does, that's crazy. But no. And that was that.
victory.
Okay, well, that's a 3-0 for Bench Boys. Not a map dropped. Again, as we expected. Now, do we want to do an interview? I think this
Yes.
match requires an interview. The question is from who?
From Spook. I want to interview the ringer.
Go for it.
I'm going to grab Spook in here
You have the power.
against his will.
And I will add. Let's see. How do I do this?
Epic.
Wait. Oh, what? I can't scroll up through the voice channel.
I'm gonna add text that's gonna tell us that we're interviewing Spook.
Why can't I can't. Can I? Oh my god, I can't bring him up. I'm so mad.
I mean,
Maybe
we
if
can
I-
technically go to any voice channel because we're not
We
tied
could.
to anything.
But I've been given this. Oh, I've been given express permission to drag people through voice channels, and so I shall.
Okay.
Spook.
Hi.
Hello. What is up, Spook?
Hi.
Hi.
You and
Can you hear us?
you have fun?
Did you see my fucking grab on
Oh.
Oasis? I got
Yeah.
nano.
Yeah, dude, I saw it. I mean, how does it feel to be top 500 Doomfist and coming to Owlet and playing some tank?
Honestly, dude, match was fucking easy. I have like 30 seconds on Zarya before this match. Like,
30 seconds. Wow, that's a lot of playtime.
Wow,
Yeah, it was
I
kind of
can't
insane.
imagine why that match was easy. I mean,
Alright,
the
Hawk
other
apparently
team
also
was
wants
really
to be-
trying.
I'm gonna get Hawk to also give his point of
being
view.
honest here, DPS carried the fuck out of everybody else. It's literally how this match went.
All right, Hawk. What do you think of the enemy team's compositions?
I thought it was great.
I honestly, I think one word I'd use to describe is inspirational. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Creative is also
I'm
one
gonna
of
go-
them.
I'm gonna go to bed at night dreaming about that.
Yeah, you're not gonna forget about that until you're on your deathbed.
Indeed.
I
You'll be
almost
thinking
feel like
about that the whole
we
time.
need. I kind of almost want to interview from the losing team. It's hard, but like,
Just to understand
just to
what
understand
happened on Gibraltar.
what happened and why
Something
did
went
it
very wrong. Something went very wrong on Gibraltar.
Very
And,
right.
sorry, yes, something went incredibly correct on Gibraltar and changed the course of the series.
See, I kind of threw on Diva because my team told me to go Diva, but then they were like, "Oh, we're just kidding," and then it didn't work.
I mean, we
Uh,
weren't kidding.
see-
It just kind of like didn't.
See, you guys are just not harnessing Scoot's Doomfist potential.
Yeah, dude, have you seen my Doom Fist?
I have. It is actually impressive how this guy will get nanoed and he will somehow use miss every ability he has for the entire nano.
Okay, one serious question. What are you guys looking forward to towards the end of the season in your next matchups?
I'm a ringer, so I don't know.
Hawk,
Hawk?
how's the playoff picture looking for you guys?
I think we're just looking forward to the playoffs and seeing how far we can go. Looking
Yep,
for some
sounds
good
about right.
games.
Sounds good. All right, Moraine, are we ready to wrap it up here?
I think we're ready to wrap it up. I think that's about all we got from that matchup. Hope you all
Well,
enjoyed it.
We got some nice content at least.
Yeah, that was definitely great content.
It was very content-worthy match.
Yeah, I
Yes.
hope you all enjoyed. Sorry for the scuff production. I did my best, but am I glad that I
well-
streamed that? I am so glad that we streamed that and that didn't go undocumented.
Yes,
So,
that is now engraved in the internet history.
yes, I will keep this VOD for the rest of my life. All right.
Okay.
Pathetic.
Goodbye, Moraine's chat.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good night.